Hello there, welcome back. Excited to have you back here. Eric just left on a bachelor trip, so he's going up to Portland, Maine for the whole weekend. I've got the whole weekend ahead of me all by myself. What's a girl gonna do to entertain herself? I start my new job on Monday. I'm gonna be an editor at a new company and I'm really excited and kind of nervous. So I want this weekend to just be like a very chill, relaxing weekend spent with friends, reading good books, eating good food, just vegging out. So I'm gonna kick that off this evening with what I've got here, which is a glass of mead. My dinner here too, which is just your average stir fry. I'm gonna probably make a little blanket for it in the living room, maybe put down some pillows, enjoy my food and my drink, and read some books. What are we gonna read this weekend while we're spending time together, you might ask? The Poppy War. I'm so excited to read this. It's taken me a really long time to pick this up because I'm not the biggest fantasy reader, but I'm trying to branch out into fantasy more because I think that I would like it. What I know about this is that it's about a girl who, against all odds, gets to go get educated at a military institute, and she has some kind of power that might be key to helping the country win a war that they're about to enter. I have high hopes for this, which maybe I shouldn't because I don't tend to really love fantasy, but we'll see. So the plan for the evening, since Eric is gone, is to have my dinner and crack open a book. So I will see you in a second. Okay, let's just pause for a moment. I'm on page 5 of this book, and it is so good. Like, the writing in this is so good. I love that the world building so far has not been just sort of this information dump of like, oh, this is what our world is, and this is what this test is, and this is why she has burn scars on her wrist. Like, it's only giving you information as you need it, and I'm in love. Okay, resume. Good morning, everyone. Yesterday did not go as planned. I read 5 whole pages when Eric called because he was on his car trip and he was a little lonely. So we ended up talking on the phone for like an hour and a half. I was too sleepy to read when I was done. So that was yesterday. Today is gonna have some more reading in it. I'm gonna read some more of The Poppy War. I'm gonna make some breakfast in just a moment, and then around 11 a.m. I'm gonna go on a run with my friend Jenny. This morning we are making Adelaide's special of 2 fried eggs, 2 pieces of toast, and cold brew. This is our toaster, kind of like an Instant Pot. We don't have a toaster. This thing does everything though. Yogurt, air fry stuff, broil stuff, bake stuff, steam stuff. So why get a toaster? Listen to this. They sell you breakfast pancakes for 2 coppers a piece, but they fry them in gutter oil. Gutter oil? Oil that's been scooped off the street. The big restaurants toss their cooking oil into the gutter. The street food vendors siphon it up and reuse it. Rin's stomach turned.
Oh, you nasty.
Oh. Wait, you guys. I love this. There's this part in here. You're a war orphan. You're a southerner. You weren't supposed to pass the Keshu. The warlords would like to claim that the Keshu makes Nikan a meritocracy, but the system is designed to keep the poor and illiterate in their place. You're offending them with your very presence.
I mean...
The fact that this book is talking about how government and educational systems oppress lower class people or people of a certain ethnic or cultural background is so important, right? We've got this idea that we're this democracy, that you can pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make it, and you can have the American dream. We have this idea of a meritocracy, and yet look at Bezos, look at Elon Musk, look at Mark Zuckerberg, look at the fact that so many people hoard the wealth at the 1%, leaving all of us to just barely scrape it by, even if you make a middle-class income, especially if you don't make a middle-class income. The fact that we're still all willfully buying into this idea of the American dream, even though again and again we've seen that America is not a meritocracy. I love that this book is addressing problems like that. Okay, I'm gonna read chapter 3, and then I'm gonna go get ready for my run and go for my run and see you afterwards. Let's go for a run. So I went on my run with my friend Jenny. It was beautiful outside, 80 degrees, sunny, slight breeze. We ran on this trail with lots of trees. It was so lovely. She just got married, so we chatted a lot about her wedding. And I invited her to a book club that my friends and I just started, and we're gonna have our second meeting in September, and she said that she would love to come, so that's exciting. Yay for friendship. Love making friends. And then after my run with Jenny, I drove over to the gym and I did some weights there, and now I am back home and I am starving. So it's time to make some lunch. For lunch today, we're gonna have what I had last night for dinner, which is just a super simple stir fry with some stir fry veggies from Costco, some pasta, some ground beef that I already have prepped in the fridge, and then just a very simple sauce of soy sauce, lemon juice, honey, and some spices. Just finished lunch while I was reading, and a little update on Poppy War. I'm on page 86, and okay, just listen to this. The Keshu, by the way, is a test that you take so that you can go to school. And if you don't take the Keshu, then you don't get to go to school. So Rin, the main character, says, "The Keshu doesn't mean anything," Rin said scathingly. "The Keshu is a ruse to keep uneducated peasants right where they've always been. You slip past the Keshu, they'll find a way to expel you anyway. The Keshu keeps the lower classes sedated. It keeps us dreaming. It's not a ladder for mobility. It's a way to keep people like me exactly where they were born. The Keshu is a drug." This book is calling attention to the ways in which giant corrupted systems delude the lower class and lure the lower class into a state of sedation, of complacency. Even outside of the government, you see issues like this, right, with like multi-level marketing schemes. Like think Mary Kay or Tupperware salespeople, or that, you know, that random girl from your high school that messages you,
"Hey hun, I got a great business opportunity for you."
That poor girl thinks that she's really going somewhere, right? Because somebody in a position of power is feeding on her and lying to her and tricking her into thinking that she's going to be able to make it and become rich and successful and powerful if she just buys into this, right? And it's not true, as we all know. It's actually just going to make her life even worse. She's probably going to go into debt from buying too much product that she can't then sell. And this little fantasy book here makes you think about that just from one paragraph. So that's what I've got for you right now. I'm loving this. I'm going to go back to reading this because this is wild. Okay, check in with you later. Good morning. Yesterday evening I went over to my friend's Jen and Olivia's, got ice cream. We played a game called We're Not Really Strangers. It was really nice. And now I'm about to have a lazy Sunday. I'm gonna clean the apartment. And I'm gonna read. Those are the only two things that I really have to do today. It's time to get up. I have a few pages left until I hit part 2 of the Poppy War. So I'm gonna knock that out with my cold brew here, and then I'm gonna make some breakfast. It's dinner time. This is a PSA that if you're not washing your rice, you should be, because it turns out a lot better, a lot less sticky. Salty rice, everyone. So I have chicken going in the oven, rice going in the rice cooker. So while everything is cooking, I could read right now, but my brain is feeling a little burnt out. I'm doing that thing where I'm reading a page and I have to read it 3 times because nothing is getting into this noggin. So I'm gonna take a break, put the book down, and go upstairs and try and figure out what I'm gonna wear for my first day on the new job tomorrow. I think this is the final look.
These are very nice.
Hello. It has been a minute. In fact, it's been several minutes because I have not checked in with you since Sunday night, and it is now Wednesday afternoon. So on Monday I went for my first day at my new job. I met my team. They're really laid back and kind. So all around great vibes. Plus I have my own office. Hello. I've never had my own office before. So baby's first office. That's super exciting. Everyone's really nice. The work seems like it'll be good. I mean, work is work, right? Like, sucks that we live in a capitalist world where we all have to spend most of our waking hours working. But that just is what it is, and I think it'll be totally fine. So I went on Monday, then I went again on Tuesday, and I was just wiped by the end of the day. I did next to no reading on both of those days. But today, all of that changed, because today I had jury duty. I was so excited for jury duty. I have always said, you know, like Stanley from The Office, jury duty sounds amazing. You get to sit in an air-conditioned room, judge people, have lunch for free. But that wasn't the case. The air-conditioned room was the case. But I sat there basically for 5 hours, almost got called, but I didn't get called, and then eventually they sent me home. So that was kind of sucky, but on the plus side, I knocked out a lot of this book while I was waiting to be called for jury duty. And then I just went to the gym and I ended my workout by doing half an hour of walking on the treadmill, where you bet your bottom buttons I read more of this. So I'm almost done. I literally only have 3 pages left. And you might be thinking, Adelaide, are you okay? Are you a psychopath? Who stops reading 3 pages before the end of a book? I don't know if I'm okay, that's a separate question. What I do know is that I wanted to read it with you, so I stopped reading at the gym when I was almost done, and I'm gonna finish it right now. And then I'll reconnect with you to let you know my thoughts on the whole book. This is Attack on Titan. So as you saw, I just finished the Poppy War, and she was so good. I really loved her. I thought she was fantastic, and I have so many thoughts, and none of them are put together. So I'm gonna wait until tomorrow morning to give you the rundown on Adelaide's thoughts, because I feel like I should really reflect on what I read. I feel like she deserves that. So I will see you in the morning. Right now, I am about to go over to my friend's Jen and Olivia's, and we're gonna watch The Bachelor. It's super close to hometowns, so getting excited. I've just got some leftover Chinese food from last night, so I'm gonna heat it up at their place, and I will catch up with you in the morning. Okay, good night. As promised, I am giving my final report on the Poppy War. As you can tell, I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Just a quick recap of what this book is. This is a fantasy novel where a war orphan called Rin finds out that she has this rare and ancient and dangerous power. And when her country goes to war with another country, she has to decide whether or not she's going to use the power, even if it means causing mass destruction. At its heart, this is really a story of race and power. This book is based off of the darkest chapters of 20th century Chinese history, especially the Second Sino-Japanese War, which was between China and Japan, and also the Opium Wars, which were between China and England. A lot of the war atrocities that you see in this novel come from real Chinese history. So, for example, in this book, the government funnels opium to the lower classes to keep them oppressed. Similarly, England funneled and traded opium in China, which is what caused the Opium Wars, in an effort to retaliate against them. We're not wanting to trade with them, and also for a whole lot of other reasons. I would recommend her to you if you like fantasy or dark fantasy. If you're looking for something that has a lot of action and also has deeper meaning and gets you thinking. If you're interested in philosophies like existentialism or nihilism, this can be really interesting to you as well. This reminded me a lot of Attack on Titan, especially in the later seasons. And I'd mostly though recommend it to you if you just want a new way to think about questions of nationalism, race, and power. So I may or may not have just abruptly ended the video because Eric came home and I was very excited to see him. So now that I'm editing, I'm realizing that I have no footage for the end of the video. So this is Editing Adelaide coming back in at you to say, those were my thoughts on the Poppy War. Thank you for coming along the ride with me. It was a blast and I am excited to see you next time. I hope you take good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself.